Life is stressful. Life can be confusing. In life we all seek motivation, but it can be really hard to come by, especially as times get tough. Today, I am going to explore multiple different sides of how to find motivation. It can be hard-founded, but when you consider happiness, intent, and clarity in full context, motivation is entirely possible to find. The concept of motivation shouldn't need an introduction, but sometimes as life goes on, people lose sight of its importance. Motivation is the desire and insight to plan and accomplish bigger things, and sometimes instead there feels to be a checklist that needs to be met every day. Indeed, motivation takes some searching and effort to find, but its reward is worth the effort. The first facet of being motivated is the concept of happiness. Sometimes, especially currently, people confuse pleasure with happiness. The two, while similar in feeling, couldn't be any more separate. Pleasure is instant gratuity. Generally it works great, but it doesn't have any longevity. Happiness can be found by doing things not particularly pleasurable. Something pleasurable can be as simple as sinking your teeth into chocolate, but happiness is much more elusive than that. With happiness, it doesn't much matter if the action gives you instant gratuity. Doing something for your passion leads to happiness. Knowing what you want to do and clearing out all the temptations of pleasure will lead you to be better in the long run. Not that a little pleasure is bad in moderation, but happiness goes for the long haul. The best way that I can come to describe happiness is how the most charitable people do not strive for a reward. Acts of kindness lead to a reward, even though they seem not to lead directly to your benefit. That reward is happiness. And let me tell you, that kind of deal is the best for good feeling. My best memories consist not of parties or the best pleasures that money can buy. My best memories are of charity days and peanut butter sandwiches with whatever wacky crew it was. There isn't an experience that can beat good spirit, and indeed the happiness from it will give you the memories and motivation to keep on going through your days. The second facet of motivation that I have found is intent. Now, intent is a funny beast. I intended for this video to come out weeks prior, but that didn't happen. And I mean, everybody all over the place tends to do a variety of actions, and it doesn't come to pass whether it be serious or comical. Unfortunately, there are 24 hours in a day, at least 40 hours worth of projects, and so much time that is demanded for yourself. It's a story that anybody can relate to, really, wanting to do something and not finding the time. Requirements for survival pop up all the time, and they just happen to be tasks that we need to grind out. I cannot flat out tell you that you should say enough of the mediocre requirements and go for your dreams, because it's a bad situation in the end when you end up in the middle of nowhere, having accomplished half of your desires without a plan to fit anything else. No, indeed, there will be intentions that you simply cannot act on. All I can say is that while you are robbing Peter to pay Paul, is remember that the time is the reason you are cutting things. The time that you cut out spending with important people will never come back, and the chance to make a notable difference and do something unique closes every moment you dally. What intentions you act on state who you are as a person, so choose what you feel is right, and carefully. The second portion of intent, by order of definition, is what you plan to accomplish by your actions. This mixes with the next concept of clarity, but every undertaking you do should fit into a puzzle of your desires based on your values and merits. We all have led very different lives, with radically diverse experiences. Thus, even if two people do the same thing, their reasoning is likely very distinct. A reason why is key for motivation. Someone with a story to tell is likely to get further than somebody who signed up saying, "Why not?" Think about your story. Where would it lead your discretions? Even when you are at your absolute limit, a reason why will allow you to continue. This leads to the final facet of motivation that I wish to discuss: clarity. I just spoke about a reason why, but for most people the clarity of their reasoning is pond water. I won't even lie and say guilty as charged. Stages in life offer big decisions, and with them is commonly indecision and confusion. As life looms above you, and decisions seem critical, often people don't know what they want or even who they are. During some research, I found the concept of the flow state. It is that moment where we know what we want to do and operate at 100% with no distractions. Thus, you cannot be at your peak without knowing fully what you want to do. One day, you may think that you have all the plans, but make sure to keep track of that. Last year, I accomplished a multitude of things. In that dark time I referred to often, I learned that I had really got to get my act together. That was my clarity. There was no tomorrow, just pushing forward to become a better human being. It was productive, and I learned many schools during that time. But great person doesn't exactly fit on a resume. Now that I've studied hard and my mind has learned many things, I gotta put it all to use. Many things motivate you to move forward. Choose a path that seems to keep you going, and remember that if you put your mind to happiness, focus, and clarity, you will find the motivation to do the big things you desire to accomplish within your life. La 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 la. Okay, now my voice is tested. La 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 la. Okay, enough of that.